For centuries, the narrative surrounding Christopher Columbus has been deeply ingrained in our collective memory. He is often portrayed as a heroic explorer who stumbled upon the Americas in 1492. However, this Eurocentric perspective obscures a much richer and more complex history. The truth is that Columbus did not discover America. The continents were already inhabited by thriving indigenous populations with their own unique cultures, languages, and civilizations. The arrival of Columbus marked the beginning of a brutal period of colonization, exploitation, and genocide that decimated indigenous communities. It is essential to challenge and deconstruct the myths that have shaped our understanding of the past. By acknowledging the true history of the Americas, we can begin to dismantle the legacy of colonialism and create a more inclusive and accurate narrative. But before we get into the rest of this video, we want to take a quick second to tell you about our special limited time offer. We are giving away free copies of our newest critically acclaimed book, 13 Black Scholars Who Admitted There Were Black People in the Americas Before Columbus. This exclusive offer is our way of saying thank you for your incredible support and sticking with us on our knowledge-filled journey into true ancient American history. Dive deep into history with us and uncover truths that challenge what we've been taught. But hurry! This offer won't last forever. Click the link in the description and grab your free copy. Now let's get back to the video. Rip Du Bois and Jan Carew were towering figures in the struggle for racial justice and equality. They recognized the power of history in shaping our understanding of the world. They dedicated their lives to challenging the dominant Eurocentric narratives that had long marginalized the experiences and contributions of people of African descent. Du Bois, a sociologist, historian, and Pan-Africanist, is best known for his seminal work, The Souls of Black Folk, 1903. This powerful collection of essays explored the complexities of race and racism in America. Carew, a Guyanese-born novelist, playwright, and historian, was a prominent voice in the Caribbean literary movement. His writings often explored themes of colonialism, identity, and the African diaspora. Both Du Bois and Carew recognized the importance of uncovering and reclaiming the hidden histories of Black people. They understood that by revealing the truth about the past, they could empower future generations to fight for a more just and equitable future. William Edward Burgett Du Bois was born in 1868 in Great Barrington, Massachusetts. He excelled academically, becoming the first African-American to earn a Ph.D. from Harvard University in 1895. Du Bois' scholarship was deeply intertwined with his activism. He co-founded the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, NEACP, in 1909 and served as the editor of its journal, The Crisis, for over 2 decades. Through his writings, speeches, and organizational work, Du Bois became a leading voice in the fight for civil rights, Pan-Africanism, and socialism. Du Bois challenged the prevailing notion of white supremacy and argued that Black people had a rich history and culture that had been systematically suppressed. In The Gift of Black Folk, Du Bois presents a compelling case for the African presence in ancient America. He argues that the evidence is too substantial to ignore. Du Bois points to the striking similarities between the customs and practices of certain indigenous American tribes and those found in various African cultures. He highlights the prevalence of mound-building traditions, burial practices, and religious beliefs that share uncanny resemblances across the Atlantic. These cultural parallels, Du Bois argues, cannot be easily dismissed as mere coincidence. Du Bois' insights into the African presence in ancient America challenge the traditional narrative of a solely European influence on the continents. His work encourages a re-evaluation of the historical record and a recognition of the interconnectedness of different cultures and civilizations. Dubois' scholarship paved the way for future generations of scholars to delve deeper into this fascinating and often overlooked aspect of history. Whispers of an African Past, Dubois delves into the intriguing presence of African features in ancient American relics. He notes the existence of sculptures, figurines, and other artifacts that depict individuals with distinctly African features. These relics, often found in archaeological sites predating Columbus's arrival, pose a significant challenge to the traditional narrative of American history. They suggest a much more complex and interconnected past than previously acknowledged. Dubois argues that the presence of these African features in ancient American art cannot be easily explained away as mere coincidence or artistic license. He suggests that they point to a long-standing presence of Africans in the Americas, stretching back centuries before the transatlantic slave trade. Dubois' observations regarding these relics have sparked debate and further research into the possibility of pre-Columbian transatlantic voyages. Bridging the Atlantic, Dubois' exploration of the African presence in ancient America extends beyond physical relics. He also highlights the presence of African crops in the Americas long before the arrival of Europeans. He notes that crops such as yams, watermelon, and bottle gourds, which are indigenous to Africa, were being cultivated in the Americas centuries before Columbus' voyage. The presence of these crops suggests the possibility of pre-Columbian contact between Africa and the Americas, challenging the traditional narrative of European exploration as the sole source of cultural exchange. Dubois' observations regarding the presence of African crops in ancient America have been supported by modern scientific research. Genetic studies have confirmed the African origins of certain plant species found in the Americas, lending further credence to the idea of pre-Columbian transatlantic voyages. Jan R. Carew, born in 1920 in British Guiana, now Guyana, was a towering figure in Caribbean literature and a staunch advocate for social justice. His writings often explored themes of colonialism, identity, and the African diaspora. Carew's work was deeply rooted in his belief in the power of storytelling to challenge dominant narratives and empower marginalized communities. Like Dubois, Carew recognized the importance of uncovering and reclaiming the hidden histories of Black people. He believed that by revealing the truth about the past, he could inspire future generations to fight for a more just and equitable future. In his book, Fulcrums of Change, Origins and Futures, published in 1991, Carew delves into the historical evidence supporting the African presence in the Americas before Columbus. He presents a compelling argument for the pre-Columbian presence of Africans in the Americas, drawing upon a wide range of sources, including archaeology, linguistics, and oral histories. Carew's work challenges the traditional narrative of European exceptionalism, which has long dominated historical discourse. Carew's exploration of the African presence in ancient America is not merely an academic exercise. He connects this history to the ongoing struggle for racial justice and equality. By highlighting the contributions and achievements of Black civilizations, Carew seeks to empower people of African descent and to challenge the systemic racism that continues to plague society. Carew points to archaeological discoveries that provide tangible evidence of an African presence in the Americas long before Columbus. He discusses the findings of skeletal remains, pottery shards, and other artifacts with clear African origins in various parts of the Americas. These archaeological discoveries challenge the traditional timeline of human migration and settlement in the Americas, suggesting a much more complex and interconnected past than previously acknowledged. Carews' analysis of the archaeological evidence is meticulous and persuasive. He carefully considers alternative explanations for the presence of African artifacts in the Americas, ultimately concluding that the most plausible explanation is that Africans were present in the Americas long before Columbus. Both Dubois and Carew recognize the importance of challenging Eurocentric narratives and reclaiming history from a more inclusive perspective. They understood that the dominant narratives of history often serve to reinforce existing power structures and to marginalize the experiences and contributions of oppressed groups. By uncovering and highlighting the hidden histories of Black people, Dubois and Carew sought to empower future generations to fight for a more just and equitable future. Their work continues to inspire scholars, activists, and artists today. It reminds us that history is not static or objective, but rather a constantly evolving narrative that is shaped by those who write it. By challenging the dominant narratives of history, we can create a more inclusive and accurate understanding of the past, one that recognizes the contributions of all people. The legacies of Webb Dubois and Jan Carew continue to inspire and challenge us today. Their groundbreaking work has helped to reshape our understanding of history and to expose the limitations of Eurocentric narrative. By revealing the truth about the African presence in the Americas before Columbus, Dubois and Carew have not only enriched our understanding of the past, but have also provided a powerful framework for understanding the present and shaping the present and shaping the future. Their work serves as a reminder that the quest for truth and justice is an ongoing process, one that requires us to constantly question assumptions, challenge dominant narratives, and seek out marginalized voices. As we move forward, let us honor their legacies by continuing to uncover hidden histories, amplify marginalized voices, and strive for a more just and equitable world. Trust us when we say, this journey through America's hidden Black past is just beginning. If this glimpse into a world lost to time has captured your imagination, smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe for more adventures into the unknown. Lastly, for more information about the names and subjects mentioned in this video, get your copy of the Amazon best-selling book series, 19 White Men Who Admitted There Were Indigenous Black People in the Americas, and 13 Black Scholars Who Admitted There Were Black People in the Americas Before Columbus, by Chase McGee. Link in the description. Stay curious and keep exploring.